Hi! Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today's video is going to be my plant tour. This video has been requested by absolutely nobody, not a soul, but I just thought with us all being in lockdown and having to spend a little bit more time at home, these videos are videos that I've been watching a lot on YouTube recently, and I thought it was just a little bit of fun to recreate one. I am obsessed with plants. I've been obsessed with plants for a long time. Obviously over lockdown my plant collection has grown, and I thought why not share that with you and some tips and tricks that I have on keeping my plants alive and thriving. I mean, some of them aren't thriving, some of them are just about surviving, but it's fine, you know, we're keeping going. Before I get started, I just want to say that I'm not a plant expert. I guess I'm more of a plant hobbyist. I just really enjoy them. I love plants. Grab your coffee or a cup of tea and let's get into it. This guy. This is one of my absolute pride and joys. I love him so much. Look at this new growth here. This is a bird of paradise plant. It is native of South Africa, so it obviously likes really bright lights. You can put this in front of a south-facing window and it will thrive. I don't have a south-facing window in this apartment, but I have it next to my west-facing window and it seems to be doing really, really well. As you can see, there's a new baby leaf. Well, not baby, it's huge. But yeah, I can 100% recommend this goddess of a plant. She or he is beautiful. You will want to keep the leaves clean because obviously it needs to photosynthesize and the leaves need to be free of like dust and dirt. I mean, I'm giving this advice, but I don't take it. Mine, yeah, my plant, I can just see, is pretty dusty, so I'm not going to show you a close-up. So the next plant that I want to show you before I get into the rest of the houseplant tour is this guy. This guy is a Sansevierium, I think it's called a 𝑨𝒃𝒐𝒖𝒕 or something like that. It's a snake plant basically, and it's a Sansevierium moonshine, which has these amazing light green leaves. I don't know, I think he's beautiful. He was actually, well, the pot was actually more expensive than the plant itself, but I think they go super well together. Reminds me of like being in the south of Spain or Italy, just this, I don't know, this rustic pot, and then this beautiful, almost looks like an ornament to just have in your house. I think he's gorgeous. So this is known as the unkillable plant. You basically can neglect him and he will be fine. I also have this guy, which is another, this is the variegated variety, so obviously these yellow and green variegated leaves. Also super easy to care for. I actually haven't watered this, I want to say in like a month. Maybe I'll give him a water. And they're super easy to propagate as well. So if you want to propagate this guy, you literally grab a leaf or grab a healthy leaf. You can cut it in a couple of places, like maybe 4 different places. Pop that in some water, it'll grow roots within, you know, a few weeks, and then you can actually make baby plants from those roots. You just need to pot them, and then you'll have a new plant. So yeah, really easy to propagate. If you are looking for a super easy house plant, or you're looking to give a gift to someone who doesn't exactly have green fingers, then I will 100% recommend snake plant to add to your list. Now I will show you the rest of the plants in my collection. I will bring you along through my apartment and give you an idea of where they are situated. All right, so this little corner of my apartment is one of my favorites because I love this fireplace and all the little plants that we've got in this collection. So this is my golden pothos, also known as devil's ivy. You can do like I have here, and you can train him to climb up a moss pole. He's also a trailing plant, so if you put him up on shelves, he looks absolutely stunning like that. His leaves actually remove some of the toxins from the air, so he's also an air purifying plant. And he's super easy to propagate as well. You literally take stem cuttings from underneath the nodes, and then you can place them in water, or you can root them straight into soil if you want to. And then these cuttings will then form little baby plants, which is amazing. I think it's like free plants. So yeah, you'll want to pop him in a well-draining potting mix because the roots don't like to sit in water, and then that's it. This guy behind me isn't doing too well. This is my Monstera Deliciosa, also known as the Swiss cheese plant. This guy, I think they're native of Mexico or Brazil, Monstera Deliciosa. I think I'll have to check that, or you can let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong, honestly, but the leaves are getting like brown and black marks at the top. I don't know, I'm struggling with this guy. I have another Monstera, like the cuttings from this plant, and those leaves are doing fine. They don't have any like dark marks or any black spots on them whatsoever. But this guy just isn't happy, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong, so I don't want to give you any advice because I'm obviously not really an expert when it comes to Monstera. Don't know. Why aren't you happy? You can't please them all, so. Okay, next plant in my collection is this guy. This guy is a fiddle leaf fig, also known as a ficus lyrata, I think. So this guy likes medium to bright light, and he also doesn't like sitting in water. As I said, like you do not want to leave these roots to sit in water. I actually think I need to repot this guy because, yeah, he's just in like a, let me see. Oh, that's embarrassing. He's super dry. Okay, so I need to water him. So that's my little baby ficus. Let me just quickly show you because I have a ficus behind, which is a huge fiddle leaf fig. So say hello to Big Mama ficus. Look at the size of these leaves. Can you see that? These leaves are huge. He's doing so well. What I've done with this guy, he sits quite happily next to my north-facing window. Gets quite bright light in the mornings, but then not that much throughout the day, and he's happy. So before I spin you around, this guy is, I think this is a Pothos N Joy, I want to say. Yes, it is, because it's definitely a pothos, not a philodendron. I would say though, this needs a lot more light than, for example, this pothos, because this has variegated leaves and the white bits can't do anything. I don't think they produce any energy for the plant, so it's only the green bits that do. So they've got to work like triple hard basically. So you want to make it as easy for them to photosynthesize as possible, so pop it in bright light if you can. That's it. Oh no. How embarrassing. I'm here like showing you my plants, and this one is not looking too happy. What is going on with this little nub? I don't know. Again, this is supposed to be an unkillable plant, but I do a pretty good job of killing it. Look at, there's some parts of this guy that aren't looking too happy, but then other stems are looking really happy. So I don't really know what I'm doing wrong. This is a ZZ plant. It's supposed to be one of the easiest plants to look after, as I mentioned. The thing is, you do not want to be watering this too much. You want to be leaving it to dry out completely in between waterings. Otherwise, it will get root rot and die, which is probably something that I've done. All right, so on to the other plants in my collection. This here. This is one of my pride and joys. It's a pothos. They're a super versatile plant, and I think that they are just one of the most beautiful plants. Moving on to the plant window, I have a whole load of pothos and philodendron, or like Scindapsus and philodendrons in this section. So this is, again, it's just a more variegated variety of the pothos devil's ivy. I then have my pothos marble queen. I have over here, this is my philodendron Brazil, which is very distinctive and very, very beautiful. It has these beautiful fenestrations on the leaves. Not fenestrations, sorry, it's variegated on the leaves. And I just think it's a super unique statement plant. I just love it so much. I was actually tempted to go and buy another one from the garden centre, but I had to just stop myself because how many of the same plant do I need to buy? I have this cactus. I don't have any idea what, oh, there's some dead leaves from one of my other plants on there. I don't have any idea what kind of cactus this is, but I've had it for years. I bought it from IKEA actually, I think, and yeah, one of my faves. I then have this guy. It's a pilea. I think it's called a Chinese money plant because of the unusual leaves. I used to have a huge one, but somebody knocked it off the table. Yeah, rest in peace. So now I've only got this little baby one. This is my Ficus elastica, aka rubber tree. I think it's called a rubber tree because if you cut the stem, it will bleed like a sap, like a latex, and I'm quite sure that they make rubber out of it. Maybe I've just made that up, don't quote me, but I'm sure I read that somewhere. All right, what you need to know about this plant is it does like being misted. It uses the dark green colouring in the leaves to absorb sunlight, so you also will want to make sure that you have dusted these leaves so that it can actually do its job and get its food and make its energy. So yeah, but if you're looking for a super easy care houseplant, I can 100% recommend this guy because he's thriving. I've never had any issues of him surviving. Like, he's surviving, thriving, pushing out new leaves. I can't wait for the springtime to see him grow even more. In terms of watering, I water him like once every week and he's happy. Low maintenance. That's what we like in a plant. Okay, so this is my calathea here, which I took from my mum's mother plant. She has a bigger one, but it was dying. I don't know what happened to it. So I took some cuttings and it seems to be doing really well. I love the leaves and how they kind of like have these beautiful watercolory brush strokes. I think it looks gorgeous. And then this really absolutely amazing purpley burgundy colour on the backs of the leaves. It's just stunning. So one of my favourite plants there. I mean, I'm saying that about all my plants, but it is one of my favourites. This guy here is a cutting from the Monstera that's over there that is just not thriving at all. Don't know what's going on with him. Another rubber tree. This is the Ficus elastica. I've just misted him, so that's why he's wet. Here I've got an umbrella tree, I think it's called. I think it's a umbrella tree. I've had this guy for ages. Yeah, he's not really doing very much for me. He's neither thriving nor dying. He's just kind of, yeah, just existing. And then this here is a Pothos marble queen. Again, I think if you're looking for a very easy care houseplant, this is a definite. I also have a Hoya. I'm not quite sure what kind of Hoya this is, but it's a variegated variety. Very thick, sort of succulent style leaves. Yeah, love it. Talking about succulents, this here is my succulent section. So these are both succulents. I think this is an aloe. I'll have to double check that for you, but this is a succulent here. Not too sure about the variety, but they are both beautiful. They just kind of sit happily next to my biscuit jar. This little baby right here, let's talk about this. This is my Pothos Manjula, or Manjula, and yeah, not doing too well. It's supposed to be a really rare variety of pothos. I think it was created by the University of Florida, and as I mentioned, the white variegation doesn't actually photosynthesize, so the green bit has got to work triple hard. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've had no growth from this since I bought it online. It's just kind of just about surviving, and it's also getting brown crusty leaves. So yeah, don't know if anyone's got any tips on this kind of plant, please let me know because I need them. Next is my jade plant, which is thriving. This was like a baby cutting and it's doing super well, so I'm really happy. Very, very easy to care for plant. It's a succulent and it's supposed to bring luck, I think, the jade plant, so here's hoping. Yeah, if you're new to the plant game, I would very much recommend a succulent like the jade plant. It's a cactus euphorbia. Well, it's actually not a cactus, it's a succulent, but people just think it's a cactus because of the spines on its leaves. It is absolutely beautiful and huge. I got this plant recently and it was also in the half price section of the garden centre, so I had to pick it up. It's native of Central Africa, so you do need to keep it warm. You also need to keep it in sunlight. If you've got direct sunlight, that's obviously ideal for this kind of plant. And please do not water it. I would say water it once a month. Root system's really shallow and it can just turn into mush and then your plant's dead and you've spent a lot of money on it. So that's my tip for cactus or succulents. Similar tip with this. Oh, this guy is my huge aloe vera who just sits in the window and he's doing quite well there. Every so often you get like orange or brown tips, which means I'm actually not watering it enough, or it's getting too much sunlight and it's burning the leaves, or burning the spines. But on average, I feel like he's doing quite well, and he's grown loads. I actually might make a cutting and propagate him soon. So yeah, another really easy care houseplant if you're a beginner plant parent. I'm not even going to bother showing you my peace lily because he's really struggling. And then the last plant that I'm going to show you in this section is this guy. It's a succulent. I'm not actually sure what kind of succulent he is, but it reminds me of coral, like under the sea. Yeah, I have no problems with him so far. I actually got this guy from B&Q and he was less than £5. He was $4.99, so a bit of a bargain there. If you want to make a corner of the room stand out with a beautiful signature plant like this, then I can 100% recommend the Areca palm. They have this signature yellow stems at the bottom and then these beautiful butterfly leaves at the top. This guy, I would say, is mediocrely easy to look after. We do have a couple of browning leaves, but that's not too bad. I would also say that this guy is sensitive to tap water, so if you want to use rainwater or if you want to leave your tap water out in a watering can for about 24 hours before you water him, that is a piece of advice I would give you so that you don't get these, brown tips on the leaves. Other than that though, I would say it's a very easy care houseplant. Yes, if you don't mind brown tips on leaves. Alright, so that is the end of my little mini plant tour. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, then please do leave me a like and subscribe to this channel to see more videos like this, more videos from me. I hope that everybody is having a super nice Sunday, super nice relaxing Sunday. Stay safe, happy Sunday, and see you soon. Bye! I've got the... What is it called now? It's not called N Joy, is it? Is it N Joy? And then now it's time for Big Mama, which is this guy. Oh well, Big Daddy. No, I can't. I'm not gonna say that. Can you just turn it off? I'm not gonna say Big Daddy. Just beauty to I'm gonna sneeze. This guy here is, what is he? Do you remember?
Dead by the looks of it.
Not bad, 'cause aside from